Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Sunday Seminar. Last week's topic on mindset was really powerful and resonated with so many. I thought I'd build on that momentum and talk about embracing change and cultivating self-belief. Because here's the thing, when you are looking at a change, it's really easy to get hung up in the details, in lack of self-confidence, fear of failure. And we want to be sure that we are not sabotaging ourselves with some of these limiting self-beliefs. Mindset is everything. All the rest is details. When you have that mindset embraced for change, you will overcome any challenge in your life, whether that be professional, personal, or your health. So I'd like to start by talking about why we don't embrace change. Some of it's rooted in the reluctance to make change. Some of it's rooted in lack of self-belief. We just don't believe that we actually can change. Maybe we don't want to change. Maybe it seems too difficult. Maybe you don't have the energy to change. I invite all of you to reflect on a change that you want to make but don't seem to be able to. If you're in that position, ask yourself, is this something that I'm consciously sabotaging myself for? Why don't I want to change? What makes me not willing to change? A lot of times what I find is no one has an idea of what they actually need to change. And we'll get to that later in the talk, because sometimes just having some clarity with your goals will help you make some habit changes that will lead you to what you want to be in the future. So we have our own self-beliefs, and I encourage you to invest in your own belief in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you find that you become more confident and more energetic and more excited, and you will be able to make the changes you want to make. So some resources that are out there are books, YouTube courses, new experiences even. If you just go to a new restaurant or take a hike, go outside, hike, you open up your mind to new possibilities. I actually love going to restaurants because I like to try new food and then bring it home and try to recreate that at home. It's something fun. I don't do it very often, but when I do go out, that's my mindset. I want to try to bring a new recipe into my house. So I invite you to create a personal growth plan with specific goals. This will create your North Star, your focus. And then you can start addressing why you might have some limiting self-belief. Some of the things that people have in common that are very, very successful are a bias for action. That means that they are very action-oriented. They see something, they want something, they go get it. It depends on your personality a lot of times. I know that all of you know me, and I really like Gretchen Rubin's 4 tendencies. And if you are a questioner, you will find it very difficult to make decisions because you overthink everything. That's a very common problem that a lot of us have, that we just overthink things, and we need to be mindful of that. If that's your personality type, maybe you need to set a deadline. That's really helpful in people who overthink. Another thing is feedback. If you're not willing to take feedback or listen to feedback, even from yourself, that's a problem. That's going to lead you down the same road over and over again and not ever knowing, does this help me or not? I am a personal fan of the Aura Ring, but there's a lot of other devices you can use. You can even get feedback from your own family. But tracking your progress is really important because it's a source of feedback that will tell you whether or not your actions are getting you to your goal. The last thing I want to talk about is responsibility, personal responsibility. So we talked about the reluctance to change, the power of self-belief, bias for action, learning from feedback, and now embracing responsibility. When you embrace responsibility, you increase your self-efficacy, you increase your belief in yourself, because personal responsibility is awesome. You are not externalizing your problems. You're taking control and controlling what you can control. So there is some wisdom there that maybe over time you will develop. But yeah, because there's some things that are totally out of your control. Bad stuff happens to good people all the time. It doesn't mean you're responsible for those bad things that happen to you, but how you respond to them is your responsibility. And I like the serenity prayer. That's really helpful in my life to really distinguish, do I have control over this or do I not? And where does that wisdom come from for you? For a lot of people, there's a spiritual void. If you do have that, I encourage you to seek out some spiritual healing because that may help you find wisdom in your life. The most important thing in all of this is to maintain your momentum, continually grow, set new challenges. There are so many stories of people overcoming challenges in their life. I'd like to try a 30-day challenge with the coaching group where we are using the Ultimate Goal Setting Workbook and setting personal goals and working on them together. And we might find that we are able to, use each other's energy to really break through some barriers that we all have. So this week, we are talking about embracing change and cultivating self-belief. I highly recommend the Ultimate Goal Setting Workbook. I will link it below. You can download it and print it out. Fill out page 3 before the live session. That might give you some clarity on some of the successes that you've had from last year and maybe some areas of growth that you want to try for next year. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow if you're there at the live session. Take care.